Greetings there, fellow nuclear engineers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts Fire in the Hold. Episode 12. Installing the reactor core. I'm curious what my ship's evaluation will be at the end of all of this. Because it's going to, like, easily go up a tenfold or something. Because I had a cheap coffin junker, and that won't be the case soon. How close am I? Oh, okay. I think we're almost done with the mobile light floors that I need. Very close. And I'll move the optical and IR sensors and the antenna somewhere else temporarily. So it looks like, what, 2 more tiles? Or 5 more? And that will be it. So orders, uninstall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, apparently that didn't work. Oh, maybe that doesn't have... Maybe I already took them. It's probably the case. No, don't do it like that. Come on. Alright. For now, I'm just going to put the antenna here, or... I don't know. God, there's not... I need a wall. This is temporary, obviously. I'm just adding... I'm not going to be installing it here. I just don't have a better spot for it, so I'm just going to put it right here for now. Just so that, like, I'm flying the ship legally, right? Because that's kind of important. Now, for now, I don't really need this sensors. I can actually uninstall those and pick those up. Because if I'm not going anywhere, I don't need to be able to see anything. And we'll get these old orange ways here. And here, in those 2 pocket holes that needed patching. Cool. Glorious. All right, next up is going to be the reactor room. And for simplicity, I'm planning on using just the orange way for that. Which is plentiful on the ship. It's not my favorite looking tiles, but there's a lot of it, and I don't need to go looking for it. Because it's right here, so I'm just going to grab that, and that will be for the reactor. And I may run out of space because of holding these sensors, so I'll probably have to put these down. Yeah, a little color-coded rooms, slightly. And obviously there's a section of my salvage bay that is wrong, that can be fixed once I find the correct tiles, and I will fix it. And then put walls between everything so they're all compartmentalized. To increase their survivability. Was it impossible to install floors beneath the antenna? Yes, I could not. I need to uninstall the antenna first. Some things you can, some things you can't. Generally, things that are like install on floor and wall tiles, you need to uninstall first. I'm assuming that's also true of like coolers and, you know, things that go in that space. So if you're wondering about the haul zone, here it is. This is what it looks like. So if I set to haul and drag floor tiles, I don't know about here. Yeah. And an auto task. The problem I have with it is we'll haul one at a time, which is not ideal. Which is why I typically don't do the hauls like this. I guess it's a good way to flag like the tiles I need to grab, but it's not my favorite way. So disable haul. Haul, cancel. Oops, no, I'm doing this. Whatever. I'm just gonna pick them up. Now, in the reactor room, you need all the components. So generally, the way the reactor room works is the components that you need for the reactor, for the fusion reactor, needs to be in the reactor room, obviously, and installed like directly on the reactor. But some things don't. And the things that don't are your tanks. So the cryo tank, the heavy water tank, and the helium tanks do not. And I think for a... Ooh, okay, we're good. I was worried that I was like taking off my suit or something. We'll probably want a cryo tank, a heavy water tank, or deuterium tank, and then a few helium tanks. And they're a little bit fussier because they require, for plumbing reasons, not that there's like an actual plumbing level, but for plumbing reasons, they require like floors all around them to be uninterrupted. So they're a little bit fussier about where to install. But what I'm trying to say is my reactor room, I intend to be kind of as small as possible, and then the tanks will be installed elsewhere. And the reason for that is your reactor room will heat up because the fusion reactor generates heat that won't all get like radiated out. So it will require active cooling. And I don't necessarily... Okay, we're full. I don't necessarily want to have a massive reactor room that requires a lot of cooling. I want to keep it like nice and tidy and nice and small. So that's the plan there. And then the tanks I'll have elsewhere, like within the hallways of the ship or whatever. So that's ultimately the larger game plan. I use the tooltip difference from ship and left clicking. So sometimes ship and left click will have me pick up like the wrong thing, which is why I haven't been doing it. So install hull orange way orange floor. Here it is. And I'm actually going to change that. It's cancel. It's hard to tell exactly what the dimensions... It will have to be bigger than this for sure. But exactly what the dimensions that I want to put in will look like. And then the reason for the hole in the middle is that's where your fusion coils go. So you're actually going to, technically speaking, have a hole in the middle of your reactor room where your coils are installed. But I think this is like a good start for maybe a little bit further down. A good start for a reactor room, and it will be easier to tweak this installation when I actually have the components in hand. But let me make that a little bit more symmetrical, but something like that. Oh wait, okay, hold on. How do I cancel? I should not have bothered to haul. I'm curious what auto tasks. No, I'm doing stupid auto tasks. Okay, what the hell is this? There's no one around me. Oh, well, I don't have optic sensors, so, like, I wouldn't even know anyway. Can you just be done already? What are you... Dude, you're like playing pickup sticks with floor tiles. Mistakes were made, guys. Mistakes were made. I'm like slowly venting out the cabin, playing like anal retentive organization. Okay, here we go. Pick up stack. Hull, for reference, makes way more sense when you're tagging individual large components for crew to move for salvage. It's not necessarily for this. Oh, these are wrong, by the way, this style. Did not mean to pick up. Okay, install time. And checking on the batteries. We got plenty of battery time. Okay, I have like 2/3 of the floors, maybe. Something like that. We'll see in a minute. Install it, guy. Go install, stop repairing. Battery's fine. Yep, battery's fine. I just cannot for the life of me get this dude to do install tasks at the moment. I think it's because I can only install from the edge here. Oh no, we're doing it now. Cool. So we have easily, I don't know, quintupled in size or something. Obviously, we don't have the walls yet, but yeah, we went from this footprint. Actually, the start of the stream, it wasn't even this. It was like this to this. Much bigger. More space to get hit by rockets? Yeah, but it's required. We're not going to get over to Ceres on a puddle jumper. At that point, you're better off, like, building up a giant nest egg and then ferrying over to Ceres, and then buying something over at Ceres to then use. Because you would just not have the means to do it any other way. All right, let's go batch grab orange. Where the heck am I going? Drink? Yep. Okay, stealing a dead man's water. It's not like he's using it. Nothing wrong with that. Recycle, reduce, reuse. So suit's battery is 50, oxygen's at 50, ship's power's fine. I checked. What I should probably do is to have a backup battery on a switch that doesn't get used until I'm out. That's the smart play, and maybe in this like future installation I'll do a design like that where we have a oh crap, I ran out of power battery, allowing us to like zoom back to base. That part makes sense. Is Nightbot being annoying? No. No, it did work. Oh, I see. Wrong command. I'm illiterate. Ignore me. All right. Let's see if I can pick up the correct things using this menu. Sometimes I'll like misclick, but this is arguably faster as long as I don't screw it up. One of the reasons why I uninstalled batches of floors not near other debris is so that I could fetch like this, which, yeah, I can see the advantage, provided I'm patient enough to move to the tile first. Nope, come on. Come on, Mr. Elliot. All right. Back to Reactor building again. So, again, a reminder. The floors does not need to be done in a dolly because you can, for some or another, fit floors in your backpack. Don't ask how. It doesn't make sense mass-wise, but you can. But for walls, it's going to be instrumental to have the dolly because the dolly is the way to compress walls. I don't know how many I'm missing. Once I'm finished with the installation task, I'll be able to see. And then we want to line it with walls, build the inner compartment for the bridge, and possibly... So in terms of rooms, I'll probably want a bridge and a bedroom and a bathroom separate on the inside. And that's, you know, that's going to allow us to have a nice, comfortable ship while we're doing like long distance travel, especially if we have a crew of 2. Because it's easy enough as a solo to like manage your own needs. Once you start adding crew, you need to have a ship that makes it easier. So a place to sleep, a toilet, a sink, a refrigerator, you know, stuff like that starts to make a lot more sense. All right, I think we're out of orange, so we need a little bit more. Now, to put this in perspective, the amount of work that Hunter has done in a day, he's basically, what, tripled his ship's size, or quadrupled, or even more his ship's size in like a single work day. It's like insane how productive he's been. I love it. Okay, let's hope that that's enough flooring. Now, I think it makes sense to not actually put the walls on the reactor until I have the reactor built, because I might want to move the walls again, and it doesn't make sense to install them twice. But at least the bridge and crew quarter I can start laying out with walls. Sweet. So we have everything, all that stuff installed. Now, bridge. Let's go back to this overlay again for rooms. As you can see, a bridge, a closed bridge, just requires like a door and a nav station without. So the forbidden stuff, it shouldn't have rec items, wellness items, a toilet, an IC reactor, a bed, or a distributor. And I'm going to want a closed bridge. So the current priority right now is to plan out a closed bridge, bedroom, bathroom, and mess hall. Whatever they call mess hall. What do they call the mess hall? The galley. So I'm not necessarily trying to max out the quality, meaning I don't need a luxury quarter. A basic quarter is just fine. Bed, storage bin, and light is fine. And then the galley, a table and 4 chairs and a fridge is fine. And then the bathroom, being a toilet and sink is fine. All right. So that's going to look... Oh, was I fast forwarding time? No, I don't think I was. Just kind of brainstorming here. What's the difference between a closed and open bridge exactly? Doors. I think it says that, right? A bridge open is sort of like anything goes. A closed is more valuable. It's like the difference is an operational door, yeah. So I think what I want to do first is to put mobile space system walls here with a door in the middle. And hope that I have left enough space for everything, which very likely I haven't, but you know, we'll see. All right, uninstall a bunch of walls. Yeah, closed bridge just makes it more shippy. The reason why I really want the closed bridge, the open bridge indicates that there's no, like, door. And the reason why I want it closed is essentially the big thing is the most important sections of the ship. You know, the parts where we, like, breathe or whatever. I want to have not sharing external walls with anything else. So that if we have a strike or a breach, I might not even bother to pressurize outside of it either. So to intentionally, for fire reasons, have only the inner module have pressure actually might make sense. All right, visor for pressure. There's got to be a door somewhere around here that we can use. They're all broken. Does this have field? Oh, this has field coils. Sweet. underneath his busted reactor. Might as well take it, though. Let's see. Can we repair... There's a lot of... I don't have scrap steel? Are you kidding? Nowhere on this entire ship? I mean, I'll scrap walls. That gives me scrap steel. So we're also repairing the reactor core. And I'll just use this core and field coils and install them in my reactor room. Might as well. And then it also has a laser ray, pellet feeder, and a helium tank. There we go. Repairing the reactor core. Okay, suit's battery is at 31. I'll need to hot swap that. Let's also, before I keep going, make sure that I've got battery power. I do, like 4-ish hours. So we're low, or we're down to like a third power, but I'm glad I bought that second battery. It was expensive given that I bought it wholesale. Well, I bought it through the scrap dealer and repaired it, so I bought it kind of cheaper. But it was definitely expensive. The other thing we're going to want is, in the reactor room, we're going to want its own atmospherics. If we have, yeah, actually, we're going to want our own atmospherics. I think what we're going to want is no, so we're going to want to pressurize it, but maybe not necessarily with, oxygen. Maybe just nitrogen. So that there's no combustible gas in the room. But pressurizing with nitrogen so it can act as a coolant for the reactor. Because we don't necessarily want a reactor with no coolant. Isn't the salvage ticket running out? Probably, yeah. I think it actually runs out at night. Let me check. It runs out in a whole bunch of hours, so it's not really... It's running out today, but like... It's 4 in the morning, it runs out at 7 p.m., so not for a while. And hell, I didn't even buy this one. And I have 200k to my name, so it's not really an issue. Okay, Dolly, you chill here for a minute. Just, yeah, okay. And pick up the field coil. I think I'm going to make the hole here lower. Essentially giving me more space in the long run. So let's install this here. Install the field coil there. And you need both parts. There's like 2 pieces of a field coil. Oh, actually, can I restore the floor beneath it while it's installed? I think so. Visor damage. Yeah, okay, it seems fine. So, as I mentioned, the field coil requires like a hole in the middle. By design. To be installed. Okay, and the area around that area is restored enough. Cool. Now, let's go ahead and install the core. Maybe like that. And the core, much like the field coils, is 4 parts. And you need all 4 parts. Now, they're, I believe, interchangeable. So any 4 parts that you have will do. But you need to essentially assemble 4 parts. So 2 for the field coils, 4 for the core. And then once that's done, we have a lot of other parts to collect. for it to be functional, but like this is a really a lot of good progress in one sitting. Not too shabby. Boom. It's going to need power, of course, but let's go ahead and get some. Let's get the laser ray. I think that's the only other parts we have on this ship. Now, I haven't actually assessed this ship for its value yet, so there might actually be valuable parts to add and recover other than the helium tank. That much I know already. So I'm going to want to pick through this ship for other reasons too. Game needs solar panels for that sweet energy. I don't disagree. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be a neat feature. And there's no reason to have the fusion reactor like wired to my batteries for now. Absolutely zero. But one of the benefits of having a running fusion reactors will also generate power, so that having to pay K-Leg for power is going to be kind of a thing of the past. We'll be paying K-Leg for helium and heavy water instead, which acts as like reactor fuel. But here's the first of the components that we need for the reactor. And the way it would, as you can see around the reactor, there's like these 12 ports, and the things you install in the reactor, like the laser array, are all let's get out of the visor. It'll be more obvious. So the things you install, see that like nuclear symbol gets put in to reactor. This is how you build a reactor. To put all the required components attached to it, powered up, and then there's a very specific launch sequence that needs to be abided to, but that's the long and short of it. So we're starting to build up the reactor parts. I know I'm nearly running out of time. The other thing I wanted to do before running out of time, let's put in the price viz in lieu of my pressure. And I haven't checked everything, but I do know that this helium tank is an absolute must. I'd be insane to leave it. And I haven't checked any of the bins or anything here yet. So I know I'm going to want to do that. Oh, I can't get there. We need to... Actually, let's repair the door. Because I know I want another door for the reactor too. So I was thinking of scrapping it, but I'll just repair it up. I don't think there's a pellet feeder here. The pellet feeder I had, I sold. If I recall. Okay, suit battery at 15%, noted. I'm getting kind of close to battery swap time. And I think what I can do is plan on my entire ship outside of my crew cabin being like nitrogen gas only for flammability reasons. And then the crew quarter being nitrogen and oxygen. I think I kind of like that as a concept. But as I mentioned before, the way let me get out of this visor. The way these tanks work for installation is they have this like required floorboard zone of 2 around. And then the larger one is that they don't overlap with one another. So I could put a helium tank, you know, they're pretty fussy about where they get installed, in other words. And they require a lot of real estate. So like, I'll just plop it here for now, for lack of a better spot, but I'm sure I'll be doing a lot of fussing. And I might even have like kind of outboard bubbles to my ship to allow for it. So then, before I really go, because I'm running out of power for the ship, let's grab anything, grab my dolly, of course, and then grab anything that is like mission critical. That I'd be... Oh, no, there's a pellet feeder. You're right. Okay, let's repair that and put that in too. Sorry, I totally missed that because of the conduit underneath. You're right, you're right. And character's getting tired and hungry, and power on the ship is getting low. Now, returning to this ship makes a lot of sense for mobile light walls and possibly Orange Way. So I'm going to make a note in my cat log, given that, like, once I'm done getting this pellet feeder, I think I can push off from this rig, heading back to K-Leg. I'll probably go for a more comfortable bed than that thing. So the last thing I'm going to do is just to, like, poke through the bins to make sure I'm not overlooking something massively stupid to leave behind. Because I'm not sure I'll come back unless I need mobile light walls or Orange Way flooring. Is there water in here? Nope. I didn't really check for sensors. Oh, hello. Oh boy. That's a good find. If I'm considering adding another crewman, it almost makes sense to hold on to that rather than to sell it. Because if I have more than one crew, I'm going to want more than one Weber. So there were some optical sensors here that I think I'm going to leave behind. Is that it? I think that's it. I think I've gone through... Oh, you know, there's all these crates. So let's hack the crates too. And that will be the last thing I do this series. This stream. Living dangerous with my 8% battery. Don't worry, I'm about to be back on my ship in like a second. It's funny because that last crate I just searched was like completely chock up full of WorkSafe posters. WorkSafe posters. Make sure that your suit has batteries. Like, yep, noted. I've been keeping an eye on it though this whole time. I've made note of it multiple times. Oh, an old rip gun. I think I've searched some of these, maybe? I don't know. You didn't learn hacking skills this latest past restart? It's very annoying. Yeah, start with hacking. Learning hacking is a brutal. You learn a lot of the shipwrecking stuff, like, just over time. But hacking is not something you can, like, easily self-teach in this game. So, like, yeah, it's absolutely something you're going to want to start with, which is why I started with it. For that matter. So this torch obviously doesn't have its battery. I can just tell from the visuals, but good stuff. All right, so the pellet feeder. Let's get out of the visor overlay so I can actually tell which side it goes in. Of course, I'm not actually... This isn't like the final fusion reactor. I'm just like slapping the parts down. There we go. All right, now we are docked with the... Let's put the dolly down. Oh my god. Put the dolly down. Battery's now at 100%. We're currently docked. Zoom. With the KS0C. The EKS0C. has orange way, floors, and mobile walls. That's basically all that is of value here now. And I'm going to undock, push off, and head back to K-Leg, and that is where I'm going to end. So nav map. Oh, K-Leg, you are so far away. We'll do... Oh, you know what? I don't have any of my optics on. So, yep, that's going to need to do... Let's just do that now. Where... I put them somewhere, didn't I? Visor... Can't go back to K-Leg if I can't see the hell I'm going. Well, this is crummy. I really only need the optical sensor, so I'm just going to put it here. And I know it's like out the back of my ship, which is super strange and bad for optics, but it's convenient. Yay, now I can see stuff. And I guess I'll transfer burn. Okay, so I've lined up a transfer burn. Zoom all the way in. Go to RCS maneuvers. And I'm doing a... transfer burn to some point of interest that will allow me to then go to K-Leg. Neat. Is it breathable in here? It is, so I could get comfy and take off my helmet or whatever, but this, friends, is where I'm going to leave off for this week. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, Fire in the Hold, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow ship scrappers.